An alert fires at 2:14 a.m. One analyst closes it as expected admin activity. Another analyst, on the next shift, would have escalated it as suspicious access. Same SIEM alert, same environment, two different answers. That is not a people problem. That is a process problem. A good alert triage process removes the guesswork. In 5 minutes, the analyst should reach exactly one of two outcomes: close with a written reason, or escalate with evidence. An alert triage process is the first structured review of a security alert. Plain English, it tells an analyst what to check, in what order, before deciding what happens next. In NIST-style incident response terms, this sits in detection and analysis. You are not proving the whole incident yet. You are categorizing, prioritizing, and deciding whether the alert deserves deeper investigation. For a SIEM, triage turns a raw alert into a defensible decision. The decision must be repeatable. If 5 trained analysts review the same facts, they should land in the same place, or explain exactly which fact changed the outcome. Without a triage process, analysts improvise. One starts with the username, one starts with the source IP, one opens endpoint data first, another reads the rule name and closes from memory. That creates uneven quality. It also breaks measurement. You cannot tune detections if every closure means something different. You cannot coach analysts if the work is hidden in private judgment. You cannot brief leadership if escalations are based on vibes. The SIEM becomes a noisy inbox instead of a decision system. A repeatable triage workflow gives the team a common path, common language, and a clean record of why the alert stopped or moved forward. Here is the 5-minute decision tree. Minute 1. Identify what fired and where. Read the rule name, the detection logic summary, the key fields, the time window, the source, and the destination. Do not interpret yet. Just locate the facts. Minute 2. Verify the asset. Is that server really a server? Is it a kiosk, a scanner, a domain controller, a cloud workload, or a test box? Bad assumptions create bad triage. Minute 3. Check user context and history. Is the account expected on that asset? Any recent related alerts? Any unusual timing compared with normal work patterns? Minutes 4 and 5. Corroborate or close. Look for supporting evidence in identity, endpoint, network, cloud, or ticket data. Escalate on evidence, not on vibes. A SOC receives a SIEM alert for unusual authentication to an internal file server. Minute 1. The analyst records what fired and where. Authentication anomaly, 1 user, 1 host, 10-minute window. Minute 2. The analyst checks the asset record. The host is not a production file server. It is a training lab system with stale naming. That changes the risk. Minute 3. The analyst checks the user. The account belongs to a trainer scheduled for a class that morning, with similar logins during prior sessions. Minutes 4 and 5. The analyst looks for corroboration. No endpoint alert, no failed login burst, no new privileged group change, and a matching training ticket. The alert is closed with one sentence. Training instructor accessed lab host during scheduled class. No supporting suspicious activity found. The strength of this process is consistency. It speeds up low-complexity decisions and improves handoffs for serious ones. It also creates cleaner data for detection tuning. If every closed alert has one written sentence, patterns become visible. Maybe a rule is noisy for lab systems. Maybe asset ownership is wrong. Maybe a user group needs a watch list. But triage has limits. It does not replace incident investigation. It does not prove root cause. It does not fix missing logs or bad asset inventory. It also does not make weak detection strong. If the SIEM alert lacks useful fields, analysts will waste the first minute just finding basics. The SIEM is usually the front door for this workflow because it brings alerts and logs into one queue. UEBA can help with user and entity history, especially for minute 3 where normal behavior matters. Endpoint tools add process, device, and containment status. Network tools add connection context. Identity systems show account changes, session details, and authentication strength. Case management keeps the decision record. Automation can pre-fill fields, enrich assets, and open the right tabs, but it should not hide the analyst's decision. The workflow is the control point. Tools feed it. Analysts decide with evidence. Managers review the output for quality and tuning. Start with your 5 most common SIEM alerts. For each one, Write the 5-minute path on a single page. What fields must be checked in minute 1? Which asset source is trusted in minute 2? What user history matters in minute 3? Which logs can corroborate in minutes 4 and 5? Then define allowed closure reasons. Keep them short. Require one written sentence per closed alert, not a paragraph. For escalations, require the evidence that changed the decision. Train analysts with the same sample alerts and compare answers. If answers differ, fix the decision tree before blaming the analyst. The skill to build is structured thinking under time pressure. Recap in 3 beats. First, minute 1 is facts: what fire, where, and when. Second, minutes 2 and 3 are context, asset reality, user history, and related activity. Third, minutes 4 and 5 are the decision: corroborate and escalate with evidence, or close with one clear sentence. That is the alert triage process. It turns SIEM alerts from a judgment call into a repeatable workflow. Same alert, same answer, any analyst. If this was useful, subscribe. A new Security Tools Decoded episode drops daily, and this channel also publishes the daily ranked CVE brief for defenders who need the short version fast.